Good day everyone, welcome to the Brentford Community Stadium, which is a wonderful place to come and watch football. Not that anyone else has actually had the chance to do it yet. You can see the main stand is a pretty big one too. I couldn't even tell you where the away fans sit, but I'm guessing they would have sat there, which would have been right in front, excuse me, it's very cold, of Kenny McLean's deflected 87th minute equaliser, which was hugely spawny, a remarkably spawny goal. And I know from watching on social media, it finished 1-1, that a lot of you guys would have felt this was a terrible performance in a lot of ways, and we got away with this and this sort of thing, and blah, blah, blah. Brentford took the lead on 27 minutes from Ivan Toney. He is absolutely on fire. It was a really smart counter, but it did come from Norwich loosely giving the ball away, basically Tom Campbell from a throw-in. Brentford moved it really quickly after that, but I think the point to emphasise right there is this is a very good side. They went very close to promotion last season. They've lost players, but they've still got a huge amount of quality. Everyone knows how well Brentford recruit, and they seamlessly bring through new talents that they found. You only have to look at Force's goals at Stoke, even though they lost that game. Remarkable finishes from a player that has the chance to step up. So, but by some distance, I have to say, I thought so far that's the best side I've seen Norwich play. I thought they moved the ball around well. They weren't really aggressive and pressing, but they seemed quite content. They've also got a lot of different dynamics to them, so they can mix it up. They can go a bit long, and their set pieces they're pretty strong at. They're tall, but they're also very quick, and they've got some really explosive, hugely creative players in there as well. So, they're a really nice side to watch and really interesting. And I thought they would probably see it out. So, on the point there, given how good Brentford are, I didn't think this was a particularly bad performance. There were issues, but I thought a lot of what Norwich did was pretty good. I mean, I like a lot of the games, really, in fairness. A lot of what Norwich did was good. Some of it wasn't very good. They kind of get punished for switching off and being really sloppy in a moment when they're playing a decent side like this, and it was the same against Bournemouth. And Norwich have got a great goalkeeper who's keeping them in games. And Norwich made their own luck by the fact that Tim Krul made 2 brilliant saves. If you haven't read my interview with Tim, by the way, you should. It's on The Athletic. Go read it. It's excellent. I only did it the other day, and it's perfect timing to read it now. His save from Ivan Toney's header was excellent today. His saves kept Norwich in the game. And then, although they had a sticky spell in the middle of the second half, all the pressure was theirs for the final 20, certainly 15 minutes. Daniel Farke went to sort of a 3-4-1-2. He made his changes early as well. Przemysław Pocheta knew he was coming on with about 5 minutes of the first half still to play, because I heard Christopher Tomagala tell him. And then he made a couple more changes with more than 20-25 minutes, I think, to go. So Daniel Farke was proactive with his changes. They worked, because I think Brentford were kind of tempted just to sit back, but Norwich generated the pressure. They didn't really make Raya work in goal very much, but they were brave enough to take a shot. It got a massive ricochet off Brentford defender Sorensen, and Norwich got their luck in that way, which they earned. And I've seen a lot of circumstances where Norwich have come unstuck because of luck that the opposition have earned as well. It's just the way it is. You can give it and take it. Let's be quite clear though, Norwich have got to improve and they've got to get better. I think you have to also take into account that the games are coming thick and fast now, and I think some of the players look a bit tired, not because of just the relentlessness of it, but it's been a lot in a short space of time, and it's that sort of short, sharp drain that I think is leaving a few of them just sort of whirring and going, ooh, Luminek. So a little bit of that. I mean, it doesn't get any easier. They've got to go to Bristol City on Saturday. They might have to do that without Xavi Quintilla as well, who has got a muscle injury. He picked it up in the warm-up, although he was apparently getting treatment at Colney this afternoon, so they obviously were kind of aware of it. Or it might not have been at Colney, but he was getting treatment this afternoon. So obviously Quintilla was warming up and then didn't go. So Jacob Sorensen, who was travelling in the squad for the first time this season at any game, hadn't made his debut. 4 minutes before kickoff, he said, finds out he's playing left back, which is a position he's never played before. And I think the interesting thing for me is I remember speaking to Sam Byram when he joined, and he was like, yeah, Daniel Farke gave me a dossier of how his fullbacks play, and I had several long meetings with him, hours, amazing detail, incredible. And then Jacob Sorensen's got to do it after 4 minutes of notice, having not had a conversation about it at all. And I have to say, he was brilliant. And I think given the it wasn't like he ran the game or anything, but in those circumstances, how cool and calm he was. He had a really nervous couple of minutes, and he said himself he made some poor decisions because he was tired by the end. But he played the full 90 minutes. He switched to the third of a back three at centre half and looked pretty composed. He was really useful on the ball, really efficient with it. I'm kind of a bit in love with that performance, because I thought for everything that went on against who he's playing again at a level that's already a jump, just brilliant. As I said in my other report, I think it was Wickham. No, it might even be Birmingham actually. It's the second and third and fourth performances where you've got through the enthusiasm and the novelty and the adrenaline, and you then kind of have to sustain your level. But for that today, just outstanding. It will be interesting if Kintia is out, what Daniel Farke does. I wonder if he'll be tempted to move Max Aaron's left back and bring Bali Mumba in, because one of the issues that Daniel mentioned, which I know he doesn't like doing, is moving around a lot of people in their favoured positions, because then you're creating three changes when you really only want to make one change if someone's injured. So how that develops will be interesting. I think that's it. I mean, there wasn't much surprise in the starting lineup. Mario Vrancic started in the 10 role and did pretty well. As I said, the holes were kind of here and there, and it's hard to deal with that because it's kind of an issue of gelling. I don't know if there's anything outright. What I would say is that I think Emi Buendia and Todd Cantwell are they're struggling a little. I feel like Emi is doing enough to show that there's a spark there. I think it just needs to see a little bit more from Todd. I didn't think he was that good against Wickham, and I thought he struggled tonight. But again, it's a lot of games in a short space of time, and there will be other games ahead, which does all make the Bristol City selections very interesting. But there we go. I think I've covered everything off. It's a shame that Ivan Toney got off the back of Grant Hanley, but it was a swift move. And there we go. Norwich unbeaten in 4, I think. It's obviously the end of their 3-game winning run. Winning run. But I think 14 points from 8 games. I think we'll all take that, won't we? We'll see what we get on Saturday. We're going to have to dig in after that 2 home games, and for whatever that means at the moment. But there we go. Right, I'm going to finish up because it's an evening. I was really late getting here, and I'm hoping I'm not going to be really late getting home. Read the Tim Krul interview if you get the chance over at The Athletic. I've got another couple of interviews in the can as well from various people, which will be on their way. But in the meantime, hope you enjoy this. Leave your comments, suggestions, anything you want to say. I always enjoy reading them. Make sure you subscribe or follow whichever page you're watching on this. I always appreciate your support. Finished here, Brentford 1, Norwich 1. On to Bristol we go. Take care. See you there.